Without involving online people, I will complete the concept. Okay. You did not miss anything. You did not miss anything because as outage problem came and it's for everyone. It's for everyone. Okay. No notes in Google Drive. I have not started sharing notes in Google Drive. How come it will be there in Google Drive? Please use common sense. Please. And someone asking in DevApps batch, notes is not there in Google Drive. Please keep this batch discussion in this batch only. Please, guys, don't come to classes to collect the notes. Come to classes to gain the knowledge. Fine. Okay. Fine. Supriya madam, if you visit Naresh IT website, all new batches information is available, and you are asking demo batch link here. Can you use come? Please, can you focus on topics? Okay, right. Contact your admin for administrative related issues. Let's get into the subject. Yeah. What's your batch code, guys? 719. 719. Here is what? Spring Core. Spring Bean configuration. Yes. Let's continue this, guys. Yeah. In annotation driven configuration, if you want to configure Java class as Spring Bean, if it is a user defined class, you have to use what? At the rate component annotation. What annotation? If it is a predefined class, we have to take the support of what? At the rate bean method definition inside the at the rate configuration class. What class, guys? So one thing is clear. In annotation driven configuration, we don't be using XML file. We'll be using what? Java class as the configuration class, right, boss? What class? Java. How does normal class become configuration class, guys? Okay, at the rate configuration is the annotation that we have to utilize, right? Okay. So now let me introduce one by one, guys. In annotation driven configuration, we don't use XML file as the Spring Bean configuration file. We use Java class as the what is there? Configuration class. Oh, Java class as the configuration class having at the rate configuration annotation. Having what annotation, guys? At the rate configuration annotation to give inputs and instructions to what, guys? Instructions to IOC container. We generally prefer taking that class name as appconfig.java. What that, guys? Appconf. See, any file name .xml can become Spring Bean configuration file. Recommended name is what? Application context. Similarly, any class name can be taken as what? Configuration class. Recommended name is what? App config. Super. In fact, we can give Any name to what, guys? Any name to configuration. Configuration class, but it is recommended to take. It is recommended to take. It is recommended to take app config as the configuration class. Super, guys. Right. What is the file name I'm going to take? appconfig.java. That's good. Generally, all configuration classes we try to keep in a separate package. Okay. Package com.ent.config. You don't like that package, you can take some other package name. So as usually, some package imports will be there here, guys. Yes, some package imports also will be there here. Check it out. Public class, what is there? App config. Public class app config. Here some configurations will be there. What are those? I'll introduce later. On the top of it, what is the one we place, guys? Conf. What is the annotation we place, my dear? Annotations are Java based instructions are not there. XML annotation, both are there for metadata operation. But nowadays XML is fading out. In that place, what is coming? Annotations are coming. What are the problems with XML? XML is a separate language to learn, right? And XML based metadata is cannot be written along with the Java code. That need to be written separately, right, boss? That means data one place, metadata one place. It's a very heaviness are not there. To read and process XML document, nothing but file. We need XML APIs and parsers, which are quite heavyweight, which are very heavyweight. Are you getting my point there, guys? And the errors that we get in XML file will not come directly through Java compiler, right, boss? During execution, we will get XML errors as a Java statement. Understanding them and what? Closing them or solving them is very difficult process or not. So as alternate, it's always better to go forward. Annotation based metadata are not there. What are the advantages with annotations, guys? Number one, they are Java statement and they are part of Java. No need of learning them separately. Where code is there, there only metadata configurations will be there. Right now, boss? And the basic JRE, JVM are container servers which are executing regular Java code. They only what? Execute annotations related metadata operations. So things are lightweight and straightforward are not there. You are class leader. One badge is given. Where you are there, there only there. You are class leader, but somewhere in the registry that is written. There's a difference between both are not there. You are leader on your pocket, one badge is given. It's easy to identify. You are class leader, right? You are not carrying anything. Somewhere in the books, records, okay, you are a leader of the some village, some kind of thing is there. So it's not that much easy identify him as what? Leader the moment you see him, right? But if badge is kept for his pocket, it's easy for anyone to identify him or not there. Okay. You are not a normal class. You are an, what is that? Spring bean at the red component on the top of the class, right? You are not normal class. You are Spring Bean. I have written in what? Separate XML file, but by using bean tag. Until I open XML file, will I know this is not a normal class? This is a Spring Bean, guys. So indirectly we are giving inputs. Here directly we are giving input. That's why industry is moving towards what? Annotation say a lot. All annotation starts with @ symbol. Okay, I'll share annotation videos. I prepared one video on annotation fundamentals, the actually core Java concept, but I want you people to study in my perspective. Okay, that's why I'll share Core Java annotation fundamentals video. Please watch them, right? Okay, guys. At the rate configuration, that's the basic annotation we have or not there. So what's the final conclusion, guys? The final conclusion is to configure Java class as configuration class as alternate to configuration file. What is the annotation we have? At the rate configuration. Okay, that's good. Hmm. In annotation driven configuration, if you want to configure user defined Java class as Spring Bean, you have to use what? At the rate component annotation as class level annotation. Class level means it has to applied on the top of the class. At the same time, to tell to IOC container, hey container, go to so and so packages and scan for at the rate component classes. You have to mention package name of the classes in at the rate component scan annotation. That too on the top of what? Configuration class. What class, guys? See, very simple. You want to make user defined Java class as Spring Bean at the rate component. But that is not enough. How does container knows that it has to search for that package, and in that one it has to get what? All the classes having annotation at the rate component. Come on. Somewhere that information has to be placed or not there. Somewhere that information has to be placed or not there. So for that one, come on. For that one, you have to mention package name of the classes in at the rate component scan annotation. Don't panic. You will see one, two examples. You will get idea. Super. First, what is there? To in annotation driven configuration. To configure, tell me. User defined Java class as Spring Boot. We need to use, tell me, at the rate component annotation as shown below. And we need to specify the packages to scan. Packages to scan in at the rate component scan annotation. Okay, guys. First of all, we have our regular wish message generator class, which is a user defined class now, my dear. Come on. See, why are you doing all these things? If I don't do this, all this thing, how does IOC container know? Though there are so many classes in the project, it has to take this class only as Spring Bean. If you don't mention it, how does it know? It has to load the class, it has to create object, it has to manage object. Somewhere we have to mention all these details or not. Wish message generator dot Java. Tell me. Package. What is there? Com dot nt dot esbin. Here regular package import statements na boss. Here are my regular package imports. Okay. Now I want to make this one as what? Public class wish message generator. Nothing changes. Okay, public string show wish message, right? String user. What user? String user. End of the class. What is there, guys? End of the class. Okay, here is what? End of the method. Okay, yeah. How to make this one as a Spring Bean, my dear? At the rate component WMG. Here WMG is acting as a bean ID or not there? WMG is acting as a bean ID or not there? Okay, that's good. But this is not enough, guys. One more thing we have to do. In project, there will be hundreds of packages. I don't want to suffer IOC container scanning every package, checking every class is having at the rate component or not. I'm very sure in two, three packages only classes acting as a Spring Beans are there. If I can mention those package name, the IOC container will scan only those packages and search for what? Classes with at the rate component annotation. If there, instead of what? Making every class as Spring Bean, it will make only those classes as Spring Bean are not there. I have given task. I said complete it. But I said the hint also I have given. Okay, it will be there in first floor, second floor. You will search all the floors, or you will search only 2 floors. Suppose I have not given that hint. IOC container may struggle to search all the packages of the project. Okay, classroom level projects means 4 or 5 packages will be there. But think about company level project, huge number of packages will be there. It may tempt to search in predefined packages also. So predefined packages, once start getting into predefined package, never ending story now, my dear. To simplify that process, what they have done, okay, container won't do anything on its own. You tell in which packages the possibility of having component classes are there. Then only it will go to that packages and there it will search for what? At the rate component annotated classes. If there, it just identifies them, marks them as Spring Bean. Yes or no, na, guys? So that's why what should I do here? If you just do at the rate component, not sufficient. Parallelly, what we should do? App config.java. It is having its own package, com.nt.config. So here is my public class. What is there? App config. Public class app config. Here is my word there. At the rate configuration. At the rate configuration. Tell me. At the rate component scan. What is there? Base packages is equal to com.nt.sb. Tell me, boss. Though other packages are there, maybe a number of packages. The IOC container now searches only in this package and its sub packages to search for is there any, are there any classes annotated with at the rate component. If there, makes all of them as Spring Bean. If not there, they will be treated as a normal classes, right? Suppose in this package also 20 classes are there, but only 5 classes are annotated with what? At the rate component. It makes only 5 classes as what? Spring Bean. Remaining all classes will be treated as a normal classes. What do you mean by treated as Spring Bean? It will, IOC container loads 5 classes, creates objects, manage object. If any injections are required, it will take care of that. If needed, it only destroys the object. But remaining classes, programmer has to manage everything or not there. Everyone getting my point? So at the rate component makes Java class as a Spring Bean. At the rate component scan makes the IOC container, underlying IOC container, to scan given package and sub packages. Given package and sub packages, not only given package. It's a sub packages, right? Sub packages till the bottom. Sub packages are there, they also will be scanned. So not only com.nt.sbin, under sbin 2-3 sub packages are there, they will be scanned. Under sub packages, few more sub packages are there, even they will be scanned, my dear. Come on. And simply makes what? At the rate component marked classes as what? Spring Bean. Making Java class as Spring Bean is done by at the rate component only. But searching for, to search for where those classes are available, what comes into picture? Component scan. Don't confuse. Component scan is like search warrant. Come on. Okay. At the rate component is like what? Once a thief found, arresting him kind of thing. Yes or no, na, boss? Component scan is doing searching. Okay. At the rate component is what? Making class as Spring Bean, guys. Are you understanding my statement? Okay, in your language, let me explain. Okay, you want one person profile. Okay, you searched in number of social media. That is component scanning. Searching what is what? Component scanning. And once you found the person, you started sending message or friend request. That is what? At the rate component. Is that clear? So don't confuse. Why both are? No, one is only for searching. Once classes are found, it just marks the class as Spring Bean. But loading that class, creating object, managing object, doing everything that is required for Spring Bean lifecycle management, dependency management is taken care by at the rate component or not there. Super. Here, what are the two annotations I have to highlight, guys? This is the one annotation. This is the another one. Yeah, if you just use at the rate component, not sufficient. You have to mention its package name in at the rate component scan nicely or not there. Super, guys. At the rate component. Okay. Configures the given user defined Java class as Spring. At the rate component scan. Makes the, what is there? Underlying container. What, guys? Which container, guys? IOC container. IOC container. Scanning the given package. Given packages. Okay, you can give multiple packages also as a comma separated list, guys. Given packages and their sub packages. Given packages and their sub packages to mark the given classes as Spring Bean. To mark the given classes as 1 minute. Not given classes. To mark the at the rate component classes as Spring Bean. At the rate component classes as Spring Bean. Okay. Now what is another annotation we got, guys? At the rate configuration. Okay. Make configures given Java class as Spring Bean come means plus and end kind of thing. Configuration class. Array, every configuration class is also internally Spring Bean, boss. Why? Because at the rate component annotation is extension of, sorry, at the rate configuration annotation is extension of what? At the rate component annotation. At the rate configuration is equal to at the rate component plus plus. Spring Bean come, what is there, guys? Configure. Yeah, always remember. That means when you add at the rate configuration, not only it acts as a configuration class, it internally acts as what? Spring Bean. That means even that life cycle also will be managed by whom, guys? IOC container. Loading configuration class, creating object, managing object, everything is also taken care by whom, guys? IOC container. Point to understand here is at the rate configuration is equal to at the rate component plus plus. It's an extension of at the rate component or not there. Did you understand this, my dear? Come on. Okay, you want practical proof for that? Array, that's the beauty of Java. Go to google.com. You type any annotation, configuration, API doc. Annotation class name, interface name you type. Beside that, you write API docs. Beside that, you type API docs. Configuration, I think it changed to Telugu. Fine, no problem. Yeah, yeah. You observe this. At the rate configuration is annotation. Na? On the top of it, what is there? That means configuration annotation is internally using component annotation or not. In the creation of one annotation, you can use another annotation. I hope you convinced it with me. Okay, if you want to configure user-defined class as Spring Bean in annotation-driven configuration, what is the annotation I should use, guys? At the rate component. But is it enough? No. That class package name directly or indirectly how to mention in what? Configuration class. By using what annotation? At the rate component scan annotation. So that what? IOC container. IOC container takes all inputs and instructions either from XML file or configuration class. When XML is used from XML file. When annotations are used from configuration class, right? Component scan is there in configuration class means indirectly are passing that information to whom? IOC container. So IOC container goes to those packages and sub packages, searches for at the rate component classes. If there, they will be marked as Spring Beans or not there. Are you getting my point there, guys? What is the difference between at the rate component and at the rate component scan annotations? Clear, my dear? Yes, let's see. At the rate component scan makes the IOC container to go to given package and given packages and their sub packages and to identify at the rate component annotated classes. Yes, my dear. Okay. Once found, okay, identifying those classes as Spring Bean by loading the classes, by creating object, by managing their life cycle will be done because of at the rate component annotation, not because of at the rate component scan annotation. Searching for at the rate component classes, at the rate component scan. Once identified, making them as Spring Bean at the rate component. Clear, guys? Any confusion? One for scanning, one for making class as Spring Bean. Simple theory, okay na? Right. Spring Beans are another word called component. That's why component scan component. Any reusable class is called component na? Spring Bean is also reusable class. That's why another word for Spring Bean is what? Component. To make that one as not a normal class component, at the rate component annotation. To scan for such component classes, what is the annotation we have? Easy? Fine. Don't follow the rules. Try to understand reason behind the rules. Okay. At the rate component scan annotation makes the IOC container to scan the given packages and their sub packages. Given packages and their what? Sub packages. To search and get. What is there? To search and get at the rate component Annotated classes. That's it. Annotated classes. Okay. Once found, once found, they they will be they will be they will be marked as spring beans. Okay. By marked as spring beans by IOC container by loading classes and by instantiating them, by loading classes and by creating objects based on component annotation. They have. Are you getting my point? Based on component annotation, they have. Convinced or not, guys? Super, guys. Okay, now listen. Can we open source code of predefined class? Yes, sir. Decompiler we can use. Okay, open. Can you edit the source code permanently? Come on, guys. We can see, but can you edit it? Can we change forever? You can change the code of string.class in core Java. And can it make it permanent in JDK? If that is allowed, entire Java will be spoiled, right? Length method will do concatenation work, concatenation method will do length work, right, boss? People will change like anything or not there. Now, what's the solution for that problem? We cannot open the source code of predefined class. If you open also, we cannot edit it, right? If you open it also, can we edit it, boss? Really, we cannot edit it. So since we cannot do that, can we add annotation on the top of predefined classes? But I want to make predefined our third-party classes as Spring Beans. But can we add component on the top of it? No. That's why we have got another solution to make predefined class as Spring Bean. That is working with bean method. What method? Okay. In annotation driven configuration, to configure predefined classes or third party supplied class as Spring Bean, you need to place bean methods inside configuration class. IOC container automatically calls bean method, takes those method returned objects and makes them as what? Spring Bean. Takes those method returned objects and makes them as what? Are you getting my point there or not? Takes those method returned objects and makes them as what? Spring Bean. Comfortable, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay. In annotation driven configure, you see the code. Achha, before seeing the code, I want to give one diagram, nothing else. If this code is given to IOC container, inside IOC container, Spring Bean class object is created or not there? Okay. Yeah. Tell me, only one object created or two objects are created? For Spring Bean, one object, I already said, configuration is also internally component. So total two objects will be created or not then? Sir, that's fine, sir. For wish message generator, you have given bean ID. Bean ID becomes object name, right? Come on. But here you have not given any bean ID. But you know it is internally becoming Spring Bean. So when no bean ID is given, class name itself becomes a default bean ID. What is there? That too having first letter in lowercase. That too having first letter in lowercase. Okay. Yeah. Tell me what is this? Wish message generator class object. Wish message generator class object. What is this, guys? Double MG. Super. Next one is what, guys? App config class object. Object. What is the name, guys? First letter in lowercase. App config. First letter in lowercase. Are you getting my point? Super. If no bean ID is given, the class name itself becomes default bean ID. Default bean ID having first letter in lowercase. What letter, guys? Having first letter in lowercase. Yeah, that's why app config, app config, a small letter taken na boss. In case of wish message generated, WMG is the bean ID or not there. Super. In annotation driven configurations, to configure, what is there? Predefined classes or third party classes as Spring Beans. As what? Spring Beans. As Spring Beans. Tell me. As Spring Beans. Tell me what is there, guys. We need to use @bean methods in we need to place @bean method inside the @configuration class as shown below, because we cannot edit the code of predefined or third party classes to place component annotation. What, guys? On the top of the classes. On the top of the class. So we have to think about other alternate or not there. Super. Let's see, guys. Okay. Already we have configuration class idea. App config.java. So generally this belongs to one or other package, com.nt.config. Super. It will be having package import statements in regular fashion now, my dear. Here package import statement. Okay, that's good. Yeah, tell me next. Public class app config. Public class app config. That's good, great. Tell me next one. Public class app config. Yeah, here public date. Create date. Method can be any name, guys. Date, create date. Here, what is there? Return new date of. On the top of it, you have to write @bean. Here, ID attribute is not there. Same effect we can use, we can bring by using name attribute. What is the bean ID, guys? DT. See, boss. We don't call this method, guys. All @bean method of configuration class will be called automatically by IOC container. Whatever objects written by those methods will become what? Will become Spring Beans automatically or not there. The @bean method returned objects become Spring Beans automatically. Clear, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay, you want to, like this, you can place any number of @bean method, no question. Local date, create LDT. Method name is your choice, guys. Return, what is there? Local date dot now. Return what? Local date dot now. @bean, name is equal to LDT. @bean, name is equal to LDT. Super. So here is my what, guys? @configure. @configuration. Super, guys. If any you if you okay, if you want, you can work with what? @component scan. If at all there, if you feel user defined classes also there. @component scan base packages is equal to com.nt.sb. Are you comfortable, guys? Okay, now tell me total any how many @bean methods are there? Two. Okay. So are we going to call these methods manually or they will be called automatically? Are we going to call these methods manually or they will be called automatical? Yeah. The IOC in one configuration class, we can place any number of @bean method, no restriction. Point number one. All @bean methods will be called by IOC container automatically and collects the objects given by this method and they will be made as Spring Beans automatically or not. But here we are losing one basic advantage. What is there? If it is component, loading class creating object is done by container itself. But here what? We are creating object using one or other technique. It's just making object as a Spring Bean. Loading class object creation is done by programmer manually or not there? No option. Why? Because we cannot edit the source code of predefined classes. At the same time, we don't want to work with XML. So we have to adjust with this facility or not there. No doubt it's a compromised only because we are not enjoying IOC container, loading the class, creating object for Spring Bean. But we don't want to work with XML. At the same time, we cannot add annotation on the top of the super class, right? On the top of the predefined classes because source code of predefined class is not editable. That's why they have come up with this solution or not there. Super. What are the points I have to make, guys? In one configuration class, we can place any number of @bean methods. Okay? Okay. The @bean methods of configuration class will be called by IOC container automatically. IOC container automatically will be called by IOC container automatically. Okay. Okay. And makes those method returned objects as Spring Beans having given bean IDs or names. Having bean IDs or names. Are you getting my point? Yes. So once this configuration class is given to IOC container, IOC container creates multiple Spring Bean objects or not there? Okay, tell me. Here is my JRE JVM. Come on. JRE. What is this, guys? IOC container. What is this technically, guys? IOC. Okay, tell me. First of all, configuration class is also Spring Bean internally. So first of all, it will create configuration class object or not? Why? Array at the rate bean methods are non-static method. IOC container should call them means, first of all, where those methods are there inside the configuration class. Definitely they need configuration class object or not. Definitely they need configuration class object or not there. No second thought in that, guys. Come on. Super. Next this. Next this. Yeah, this is configuration class object. This is date class object having bean ID DT. This is what? Local date class object having what? Bean ID LDT. All these objects are created by IOC container only now, my dear. Convinced with me, guys? Okay, tell me here what is there? App config. What is there? App config class object. What is the bean ID? App config. Yeah. Next one. Date class object. What's the bean ID, guys? Date. Next word. Local date class object. LDT. Local date class object LDT is coming or not? So now in annotation driven also, we got a solution for all the problems. User defined class, how to make it as Spring Bean? Straight away at the red component. It observes the annotation, loads the class, creates the object, manages the object. When it comes to predefined classes or third-party classes, what is the solution, guys? When it comes to predefined classes or third-party classes, what is the solution, guys? We have to work with at the rate bean methods. What methods, guys? Okay, are you going to call those methods? They will be called by IOC container automatically. These methods are returning one or other objects. We can happily make them as Spring Beans or not there. Super. You may ask me one question. Can I use at the rate bean method to configure user defined class as Spring Bean? Yes. There also you create object and you return object. But you are unnecessarily creating object by taking extra responsibility, right? Already we are feeling sad. We are not letting IOC container to create object. We are creating object manually. We are missing one feature of IOC container, right? When it is possible for user defined class, it's better to enjoy that feature from IOC container, na? See, for a question and answer sake, yes, possible, but not recommended. Why? Creating object for user defined class manually is extra burden to programmer or not. In case of predefined, we don't have option. That's why we are letting to happen. But in case of user defined class, that possibility is there to add annotation happily on the top of the class or not there. Okay. Can we configure? Can we configure? Where is this? User defined class as Spring Bean. What, guys? Spring Bean. Using at the rate bean method of what class? configuration class. Using @bean method of configuration class. Tell me answer yes or no, no. Answer is yes, but not recommended to do. Yes, possible. Yes, possible, but not not a recommended. Not a recommended option to use. That means because okay, programmer needs to create object for Java class. What is this? Explicit. Programmer needs to create object for Java class explicitly. Oh, so is it recommended or not recommended? Not recommend. That's good. Yeah, I'm taking wish message generator.java. Okay. What is there, guys? Package com.nt.esb. com.nt.esb. Yeah, tell me, guys. Public class wish message generate. Here is some code will be there or not there. This time you observe, I'm not keeping @component on the top of the class because I decided to go by other approach or not there. Super. Here is what? App config.java. What dot Java? Okay. In this place, where is this? Public class app config. Public. What is there? Wish message generator. Create double MG. What is there? Create double MG. Return new wish message generator of. Create new wish message generate. Because I am creating object for this class manually or not. Okay. @bean name is equal to double M. I hope you observe this. Okay. See, guys, adding component on the top of the class is easy. Yeah? Me writing a method, creating object, returning object, then container taking that object, making it as Spring Bean. Easy. Yeah? Just adding component is easy or not? You can continue that one for predefined classes. Somehow technically not possible. That's why we are going for complex process of @bean method, right? When it is really possible, I would have used same technique for predefined and third-party classes or not there. Everyone convinced with me, guys? Okay, now listen. Within IOC container, Spring Beans are not identified with the class names. Spring Beans are identified with what? Bean IDs. Indirectly, they are object names, right? Number one. Bean ID is also called bean names. In @bean, name attribute is there, but actually it is also what? ID only. It is also what? ID. Okay. Within within a IOC container, bean IDs must be unique IDs. That means no two Spring Bean should have a same bean ID. Array, bean IDs are objects, boss. Based on UNIDs only, beans are identified. Come on. How two beans can have same ID? Can we have, can two people in India can have same Aadhaar number? Can two people in India can have same voter ID? Voter IDs, Aadhaar number, PAN numbers, passport number should be unique or not there? Must and should be unique or not there, guys? Everyone, cap wala and before wala, focus. You are spoiling your learning process by watching mobile. and backside person guiding you, not that ra, do this ra. Is it required now? Focus. One donkey is spoiling other donkey. Concentrate, my dears. Fine. Okay. So within IOC container, Spring Beans are identified with their bean IDs. And bean IDs must be unique within IOC container. That means no two Spring Beans should have a same bean ID. Within a IOC container. The Spring Beans are identified with their, what guys? Bean IDs. Next. Within a IOC container, the bean IDs of Spring Beans must be unique. What is there, guys? Must be unique. The bean IDs of Spring Beans must be unique. Are you understanding my statement? Must and should be unique. That means no two Spring Beans should have, what is there? Same bean ID. No two Spring Beans should have same bean ID. Comfortable, my dear, or not there? Super. I hope you got overall idea about this Spring Beans configuration. Conclusion. In XML driven configuration, user defined class or predefined class. To configure say, Java class as Spring Bean, you have to use a bean tag inside Spring Bean configuration file. Clear? In annotation driven configuration, to configure user defined class as Spring Bean, use @component annotation, but specify that class related package name in @component scan annotation of configuration class. To configure a predefined or third party class as Spring Bean, place @bean method inside the configuration class, returning the objects of those classes. What, guys? Returning the objects of that class. So this is the conclusion, guys. Yeah. Conclusion on configuring Java class as Spring. Let's go get Java classes as Spring Bean. Super. In XML driven configurations. What is this, guys? XML driven configure Java classes as Spring Bean using bean tags of Spring Bean configuration file. XML file are not there. In what? Annotation driven config. In annotation driven configuration. Configure means tell to IOC container, I am not a normal class, I am a special class called Spring Bean. So that loading me, creating object of mine, managing object, calling lifecycle method if necessary, destroying me is your responsibility. Your responsibility means what? IOC container. Configure user defined classes as Spring Beans using @component annotation and also specify those classes related package names in component scan. Component scan annotation of configuration class. Yeah, of configuration class. Configuration class to make the IOC container scanning the. Okay, fine, that's enough. Configuration class. There's a point to be remembered or not there? Configure, redefined. What, guys? Redefined and third party supplied Java classes as Spring Bean. As what? Spring Bean. Using what, guys? At the rate bean methods. Yeah, using at the rate bean methods of at the rate configure. At the rate configuration class. I think you got clear cut idea about this one, my dear. Super. One important FAQ, guys. Why XML driven configurations are fading out and why annotation driven configurations are becoming popular. Not becoming popular, already became popular, right? Why the industry? Why the industry is not preferring XML driven configurations and why the industry is preferring annotation driven config. Why the industry is preferring annotation driven configuration. Why the industry is not preferring XML driven configuration and what? Why the industry is preferring annotation driven configuration. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Is that clear, my dear, or not there? Okay, that's good. Yeah. Limitations of XML. Limitations of XML driven configuration. Nothing but XML based metadata operation. What operations? XML based metadata operation. Yeah, this is called XML based metadata operations now, my dear. Come on. Okay. How can you make sure there is no duplicate bean ID? Dina Gupta, you have to make sure that you have to make it. You are writing the code. Project is yours. Yes or no, na, guys? Project is yours. You are the developer, right, guys? Any other queries? Sir, camera is not installed properly. Can you ask your admin to correct admin hold good angle? Omshi, fine. I think now it is okay. Any other queries I missed? Important queries? If I don't give name attribute, then what would be the default bean ID? Method name becomes default bean ID. I launch default bean IDs more exclusively. In @bean method, if you don't give bean ID there, method name, because there no class name, na, method name becomes default bean ID. What is default bean ID, sir? If I don't pass anything in @bean ID, method name becomes default bean ID. Okay, I think everyone will have their own Java bean. Huh? Oh, if component classes are available, how to mention as a comma separated list? As a comma separated list, guys, right? Okay. Sir, it's not for DevOps batch, by different faculty, not your for online. Okay. Vamshi, I think you are in a wrong thought. You catch the correct link, online, offline. I am the faculty for both. Super. DevOps tools not available to external online students. Why? No, they are attending online class. Attending or not attending? Okay. See, I don't know what is the technical problem you are having. If not this batch, you can attend next batch. What is there in that? Definitely you will be having that. They are saying to join other faculty. I am attending online. So I'll take parallel practicals. I know when to introduce practicals, Aditya. Mr. Aditya, I know when to introduce practical. I'm building the concept. To write the code, only Spring Bean knowledge is enough? No. I should have container knowledge. I should have injection knowledge. Today I'm just showing what? Configuration. Yes or no? Na? Spring application is not like core Java application. Main method, system dot out dot println. Welcome to Java over. No, 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 no. To develop the first application, I need multiple facilities, right? Are you understanding? What if annotated method with the @bean having same method in another, in what? Another package. Anyhow, you are giving bean ID, na? Class name is different, no problem. Class name is different. And moreover, in one project, we take only one configuration class. There's no question of having another method in another class, right, guys? Are you understanding my statement, boss? Fine. Guys, control your excitement. I know when to do what. For you, Spring Learning is first time. For me, it is 150 or 160 batch. Yes or no? Na? I know order of injecting subject. Don't become my guru. I am already guru for you. Okay? And moreover, what I will do by going to Eclipse ID if I don't know how to create container, how to go for injection. By just making class as Spring Bean, how you will run the code. We need complete story to develop the application or not there. Okay, guys. Naresh ID website not showing DevOps as live. Please check live and scold admins are. Fine. Stravani madam, you please talk to your admins to sort out your issues. Don't involve me in administrative discussions. Link problem, capacity problem, room problem, wall should be broken. Okay, capacity should be increased. I don't think I'm the right person to discuss all the thing. You fight with your admin or what? Respective people in Naresh IT, they will get it done. Please focus, use me only for technical discussion. I cannot break the walls of the rooms, right? Fine. Limitations of what? XML driven configuration. Yes, come back to the subject quickly, boss. Yeah, number one. XML is a separate language to learn or not there? Separate language to learn. Next one. XML based configurations. Configurations are in separate file, not with, that means not with Java code. Okay, this kills the readability of the code or not? This kills the readability of the code. What do you say, guys? This kills the readability of the code. To read and process XML files, also called docs, we need XML parsers and XML APIs, okay, which are quite heavyweight software. What, guys? Heavyweight component, which may kill the performance of the application, which may kill the performance of the application. Are you understanding my statement there? Next, D. XML is fading out day to day. XML is fading out day to day or not there. So because of these reasons, it's better to use XML or better not to use XML. Okay. Advantages with okay, annotation driven configuration. Again, I am telling boss, since discussion has come. Today, how to configure Java class as Spring Bean. We are busy with that. But all these things will become Spring Bean when they are recognized by container. We should know how to create a container. Okay, second part. But we need to develop our first application showing dependency management. We should know how to inject one Spring Bean with another Spring Bean. Come on, guys. So that is the third one. Once these three concepts are introduced in the paintbrush conceptually by introducing syntax of the code, then our real first application development takes place. Till that time, don't become too intelligent and too smart. Show me practicals. I know when to introduce practical. I'm preparing. Okay, what is there? Ingredients ready. Today one ingredient, tomorrow one ingredient, day after tomorrow one ingredient. Once all ingredients are ready, then we cook the chicken biryani. Okay, listen. Only first application only I take time like this. Once coding starts, every day it's a mix of concept coding, concept coding. Not only this, in any topic, I take time to develop the first application because I am not here to make you people to understand the code. I write the code, you understand the code. No, my thought process is very different. I want you people to follow industry model. What is that? Gathering the requirements, analyzing the requirement, designing the code, implementing the code, testing the code. I'm preparing background. When these things reflects in Eclipse ID while doing coding, will you feel new or will you involve in the coding? Yeah, that is my thought process, right? I'm not here first write the code and I'll explain the code. That never makes you programmer. You may understand code, you may get the output. Tomorrow after joining company, when the company give one task, okay, then no one is there to write the code and understand the code. That's why I'm killing that process totally. I'm making you people how to analyze the task, how to design the code for a task, how to implement it, how to develop it, how to test it. So that needs time. At least first for a few application, it needs time. Every batch I am facing this headache. Whenever I introduce at the rate component is useful to configure Java class as Spring Bean, people say, show me practical, sir. Don't I know? Don't I know that? Please. Yeah. Let what? Advantages with annotation driven configuration. That means what? Annotations based metadata. What data, guys? Annotations based metadata. Fine, boss. Yeah. Number one, annotations are Java statements. Okay. So, no need of learning them separately. Array, we learn along with the Java only, na boss? Yeah. Annotations are placed along with Java code. Java code for code configurations. What configurations, guys? What is that? Metadata operation. What operations, guys? Metadata. Code about code. Annotations are simply what? Code about code. Already class is their code. By writing at the rate web servlet on the top of the class, by writing at the rate component on the top of the class, we are writing one more code about code na boss. Code about code to make container to recognize that code as a special code, not a normal code. Why all this thing? At the rate override you have seen na? We are telling to compiler, don't treat it as a direct method. Always treat it as what? Inherited and overridden method. What method? Uh, Annotations are placed along with the Java code for code configuration. This improves what, guys? This improves the code readability. Code readability. Yes, my dear? Okay, next one. Annotations are recognized and processed by underlying JRE or container or server directly. That means no need of taking separate APIs and parsers for them. Yes or no, na boss? Okay, next one. Annotations are industry standard. Industry standard for code configurations. Nothing but code about code. Code about code configuration. Convince it with me, my dear. When these many advantages are there, why we spend more time of XML? No. And that too, XML is not a Java also. It's a separate language to learn. Extensible markup language. Yes, guys. Extensible markup language is a definitely separate language to learn or not there. Super. Okay. Interfaces and annotations are not created in Spring Beans. Why? Where we can use annotations in real time, sir. Already you are seeing now, boss. Mr. Narasimha Rao, after listening entire Ramayana, you cannot ask who is Sita, na? In front of you, you have seen to make Java class as Spring Bean, to make Java class as what? Configuration class, to make Java IOC container scanning some packages, right? Guys, you completed engineering, right, boss? Fine. It's there for. Annotations are statement. No need of learning them separately. No is missing in statement. Annotations are Java statement. Configuring current this bin. All these annotations are create Java class Spring Bean class object. If all annotations are same purpose only, then why there are so many annotation? Bahadur Singh, right now I have introduced only at the rate component, right? I have not introduced other annotation. Worry about those annotation when I introduce them, please. The people who already got little bit of Spring Boot knowledge, please wipe it off and hand our empty brain to me. It's my request. Okay, since you asked a question, I'm telling, boss. Since you asked a question, at the rate service makes Java class as Spring Bean come service class, so that in service class we can keep business logics and some extra facilities will come. At the rate component make Java class as what? Just Spring Bean. But at the rate service makes what? Java class as Spring Bean come service class. In service class, by keeping business logic, we can get extra benefits. That's why wait for right time to introduce right annotation. For example, at the rate configuration you take. It's making Java class as Spring Bean and also making it as configuration class so that I can use that class to provide inputs and instruction to IOC container. Some additional behavior is coming or not there. That's why these all these annotations are there, though they are basically making Java class as what? Spring Bean. Apart from Spring Bean, I want additional behavior. Then you have to use additional advanced annotations. I have to use what? Additional advantage. At the rate configuration annotation class also consider as bean class. Already I said. Configuration class is Spring Bean come configuration. At the rate configuration makes Java class as what? Spring Bean come configuration class. Everyone getting my point? Okay. IOC container house scan. Array. IOC container. We pass configuration class as input to container. There is no need of scanning IOC container because we create IOC container by having a configuration class. Are you getting my point? IOC container input is configuration class. That's why no need of scanning what? Configuration class separately. It's a direct input to IOC container, boss. Come on. Super. Right. Okay. I think you enjoyed how to configure Java class as Spring Bean. Why XML is bad? Why annotations are great? Super. Okay. Now let me check whether they given me link or not. I think everyone got the Google Drive link. Okay. If they give Google Drive link, I should also have that. Spring Boot MS, Spring Boot MS. With what name they created, guys? Any idea? Yeah. Microservices 750. No, guys. 7:30 a.m. 12/12/2024. This one, 17th July. Yes. Okay. Now onwards, you can access the notes from Google Drive. People don't have. Yesterday they received yesterday evening only, sir. No notes in Google Drive. I will do everything in front of you, Rabba. Come on. Okay. That too, when serious topic is going on in DevSecOps, someone called Samir. Sir, you have not uploaded notes in Google Drive. Which Google Drive? Morning batch, sir. Fine. Online students don't have patience, it seems. Yeah. First what? Intro folder. What folder? Introduction folder. Let me add it. File upload. I hope you enjoyed the technical part, how to configure Java class as Spring Bean. Don't worry. Just try to understand what is what. How to code a big story that is. Today, what I am presenting, worry about that only. And I request everyone, if you know Spring Boot knowledge already little bit, wipe it off, completely clean it off, hand over a fresh brain to me. Because you have something, I say something, you try to match your thing, my thing, you confuse yourself and you don't focus on classes. You come to these classes by assuming you don't know anything in Spring and Spring Boot. That's a safe for you and me also. And moreover, right topic will come at right time. Since you know that topic already, I cannot teach. Today, someone asked about what is service annotation. I have not introduced, why should I talk about it? It's not one-to-one session, right? It's for what? 1 to 500 people are there. So I don't want to confuse others by launching what? Future topics now itself. Please ask queries on only those topics that are currently happening. Yes, at the last I will give time. If you have such queries, I can discuss. No problem. Yeah, where is your batch code, guys? 719 intro. How many documents are there? Few documents. Yeah, they're uploading, guys. New folder. What is the next one? Spring Core. Spring Core. Yeah. Yep. One minute. Let me make same document as PNG picture. Session 2 and 3 are not there. New folder. What is there? Common videos. Yeah, admin, can anyone share backup videos? Can anyone can share backup videos with me? Create and share. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. I got it. No, others don't share. Yeah. First one, what? This is what? Backup videos. Here are my backup videos are not there. Next, I said I will give some videos to watch. Yeah. This by this weekend you focus on annotation fundamental videos. Yeah, they are basic videos, guys. I recorded, I think 3-4 years back. They're still same. Annotation basics will never change, right? Okay. Fundamentals. Copy these guys. Say paste. Yeah, these are backup videos, guys. These are fundamental videos. So make sure that this weekend you have completed what? These videos watching. Especially the people who are surprising to see at the rate word in the annotations. Okay. So that means you are not aware of basics of annotation. Try to watch why annotations are given. What are the advantages of annotation? And some basic concepts related to annotation with respect to core Java have talked there. Watch it, very useful video, guys. So many fundamentals are placed there. Fine, right. More than 8 classes are completed. Vaishnavi K, I should count, you should count. Right. Madam, backup session means only demo videos will come. You will get videos only when you are there in video plan. Don't expect every class recording will be given. And are you attending classes in Naresh IT first time? Huh? But if you are attending already other courses, you would have realized you will be getting only videos of demo classes. And after that, if you want video classes, you have to join in what? Recordings plan. There are two plans. Course with a recording, course without recordings, right? Fine. Yeah. Configuration annotation also considered. Yes, it is also considered as Spring Bean. Can you make it all plans available for all students? Priyanka madam, I already said you should talk all these things. You should talk all these things to what? Concerned administrative department, not with the faculty who deals with the technical part. Share Google Drive. Rakesh Kumar, you will get Google Drive from your admin. Contact admin. Okay. Priyanka, where is admin? Okay. Where is admin? How did you get this link without admin? Okay, she is busy, yeah? Then wait for her reply. You might have got her number. Rajeshwari madam, huh? Who is admin? Rajeshwari madam. Okay. Admin is not there to learn course, madam. Admin is there to support you. Whether she is there in class or not, online or not, that really does not matter. You got her number, communicate with her WhatsApp, wait for her reply, otherwise call her. If not happening, call the Naresh IT admin batch. Super. Okay. Sir, more core Java student. Can I do Spring parallelly? I want to complete course as soon as possible. Vaishnavi, you can attend core Java and this parallelly, but make sure that 80% of core Java you already completed. No, day one of core Java, day one of Spring Boot is not going to work out. JDBC Servlet basic knowledge sufficient to understand this. To start, basic knowledge is enough. But to become expert, parallelly you have to do advanced Java and this. Parallelly you have to do advanced Java and this. Only basic knowledge is not enough to become expert. To start the course, yes. Basic knowledge of JDBC is enough. But parallelly you have to complete Servlet JSP and other concepts. Right. Thank you. Have a nice time. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll discuss creation. Don't miss the class. Very, very important. How to create IOC container we are going to talk. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.